coming in hot. Hit that live.
Let's get it. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. I got my man E-Man in here. I got Tump. I got Clayton. Jim not gonna be able to make it today. He said some things came up, right? But man came in with a good take. He said that the Cleveland Browns they signed Tyrod Taylor. So that's not a good look. He think for Shedeur Sanders, right? And I didn't hear nothing about that. Wow, that's crazy if them signing Shedeur. That's crazy if I don't know,
Man, if they signed Tyrod, I don't know what kind of contract they would get him. He came off the scrap heap, man. I don't know what kind of contract they would give him, but that's Cleveland for you. But I still don't think Shedeur would be the hard man out in that case. I don't think he at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Hey, in my opinion, there's only two things that's going on with that. Either one of them, or Pickens, or the other guy is more severely hurt than what they putting on. So that's why they signed Tyrod for the third.
Maybe.
Or, Cleveland's just a dysfunctional unit, as we always know Cleveland is.
Right.
This a moment. This a moment. You know why this a moment? Because man out here riding for Shedeur, and I'm here for it. I want to hear this shit.
Right, I'm critical on Shedeur, but it's crazy the way Cleveland's playing this dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to legitimately pick him up, legitimately give him a chance to win the job. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep pushing him down a list and be like, we're giving him an opportunity, but then you keep pushing him down the list. If you're going to do that, let him go to a team that can appreciate who he is.
Do you believe he had an oblique injury this week and couldn't play?
Nope. I don't believe that. I don't. I just don't believe that. I believe something fishy going on in that Cleveland organization.
Do you think he's shown enough where he should get consideration for a roster spot?
Listen, that one preseason game that he had, he did enough to have another preseason game. Okay.
And he also probably did enough ways though they don't want to risk injuring him in another preseason game too. So they probably he didn't solidify the roster spot, so we don't need to put him out there and maybe get him hurt.
Well, in my opinion, Shedeur has to play his way on the Cleveland. I don't think he automatically has a spot. I think he has to play his way on the Cleveland.
Yeah.
But the problem is his performance in his first game was adequate to have him have a second game.
And that's what they were trying to do. The GM even said to him, on the sideline, be proud of what you did. There's some things you didn't do good, but there's some things you did great. And, take that into your next game. So I think they just, was planning on giving him another opportunity, but the injury happened. So,
I just don't understand the fact that we've got 4 signed quarterbacks with the team now.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's Cleveland, man.
That's interesting.
And hold up, and then if you add Shedeur because they had to give him a rookie contract, you technically got 5.
That's crazy.
5 quarterbacks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something going on. Yeah, something going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm signing this week with him.
Say that again.
I say I'm signing next week with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't contact my agent. I'm gonna sign with him next week.
Hey, listen,
with the Browns.
Bring his ass to the Cowboys. Because we look like shit. Bring his ass to the fucking Cowboys.
Yeah.
Not only is he riding for Shedeur, he wants Shedeur to be a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm blown away this morning. Huh?
Let me tell you, our backup quarterback is shit on top of shit. And I'm sorry, I know we're on a podcast, so I'm not going to cuss as much. But you, okay? We are you on offense right now on the backup. And if we can get Shedeur, have Shedeur come in on a rookie contract and be the third string, I can deal with that. But what we got right now in the Cowboys organization, and we're dysfunctional as shit right now.
You would bring Shedeur in as the third string?
I'll bring him. Yeah, why not?
Well, how much would he be able to help you as a third string quarterback, though?
Dude, it ain't about how much he can help. It's about he can't hurt nothing.
But why want him then if he can't help you? Why want him to come to Dallas if he can't? Third strings very, very rarely see any playing time. Sometimes they don't even shoot up.
And a lot of teams don't carry 3 quarterbacks.
A lot of teams don't carry 3. That's right.
Shedeur has the type of talent. If you put the right people around them, coaching-wise, you can coach him up to be good in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, so bring him in as your backup, not third string.
Third string is the backup.
Is Trey Lance still in Dallas?
No, Trey Lance is not still in Dallas.
Okay.
He's in San Diego.
Okay.
Another stupid move by us.
San Diego? You mean LA? The Chargers?
Yeah. Man, Trey Lance is a bum, man. That's man, he a bum. Trey Lance, man, straight yeah, bum, man.
Yo, listen, he had a pretty good first preseason game, and he's still better than what the Cowboys have put out the last 2 preseason games.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, because I ain't seen it. All I know is Trey Lance a bum. So that just speaks to what kind of quarterback y'all got in Dallas, man, because Trey Lance a bum, man. The 49ers reached on that pick, man, trying to make them think that they were smarter than everybody else. And they reached up and drafted that dude number 3 overall, number 2 overall. I don't know which pick it was. But no, he never should have got picked that high. He only played like a year in college. Yeah, man, that was just a reach, man. And it showed because when he was with Dallas and Dak went down, they ain't even playing. They played the other dude, Cooper Rush. They ain't even playing. Right. Mop, man.
Hey, is Cooper Rush? He with Vegas now.
No, he with Baltimore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I texted about him yesterday. Hey, Cooper Rush didn't look bad yesterday though with Baltimore. He ain't look bad. Let me ask y'all this though, man. All right, so Shedeur played last week. He had a good, he had a good debut. A lot of buzz around him. Do y'all think that created some resentment though, like within the organization? Like people, just like that's what they didn't want in the first place when they was talking about bringing Shedeur on, like the circus that's going to come with him. So that might have confirmed. I don't know. I'm just asking what y'all think about that.
I think it's like this. You knew what you was picking when you picked up Shedeur. Shedeur's social media following is just as good as Caitlin Clark, Juju, all those other stars that coming out of these colleges, what they bring to the table. So if Cleveland couldn't handle that, I don't care if they picked him in the first round or the 5th round. If you couldn't handle that, you don't pick him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's been a circus with him, though. Since he's been in camp, I don't think it's been a circus with him. He hasn't had no entourage with him. Cameron ain't been following him around because they're a 5th round pick. So that kind of took some of the shine off him to begin with coming in. So I don't think he's been surrounded by no circus the whole time since he's been there.
Yeah, he's been the story of the whole preseason though.
Yeah.
And he's the 5th round draft pick.
That's different though. That's different than saying, he came in with all that fanfare and entourage and stuff like that, like he was.
Well, it is putting the Cleveland's management under a lot of scrutiny because the media is judging every little thing with that situation.
The only thing I heard he got was a speed ticket.
I ain't talking about anything off the field. I'm saying in the media, everything is they taking shots at Cleveland's management, like especially after he debuted and played real well. It's putting Cleveland's organization under scrutiny.
And they should be scrutinized. But I'm just saying you can't say that's Shedeur's fault. He came in there and pretty much been done everything.
No. It ain't his fault. Mike was just saying, do you think that the Browns organization could resent that a little bit after he didn't debut? But man makes a good point. They knew what they were getting into, but he pretty much coming from that angle. Do you think this might be a thorn in Cleveland's organization side a little bit? That
Which is what? Clayton, explain that. What is a thorn, like that they shouldn't have drafted them, that they shouldn't have played them? I mean,
well, let's just say that they was trying to set him up to fail, or so to speak. Let's just say they was trying to do that, and then let's just say drafting him, you got the media and everybody constantly judging their decision making, and what they doing over there in Cleveland. This guy should have went early. This guy should have a shot at more reps. That's all you hear in the media. He should be getting more reps. So Cleveland, that's a thorn in their side, because they constantly every day you turn on sports media and they talking about how your coaching staff, your organization is it's messing over this kid, and stuff like that. That's what I mean by a thorn in their side,
And also look at it this way too. Cleveland, if let's say if Shedeur turns out to be a decent player, okay, Cleveland has the point of, if we cut Shedeur, he goes to another team and ball out, we look like shit, okay? If we play Shedeur and he doesn't play well, then we're going to get scrutinized because we didn't coach him up. You know what I'm saying? The only way that Cleveland can win in this situation is if Shedeur goes out and plays good and Cleveland becomes a better team than they were last year.
Yeah.
Then Cleveland wins. Any other scenario, Cleveland loses that. And their management, they probably know that now, because picking him, even in the 5th round, it's still like you got all eyes on you. So if you don't put the right development around him, what people will say, well, Shedeur failed because you didn't put the right people around him.
Yeah, y'all failed.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, and
if you cut Shedeur, they can be like, well, you cut Shedeur. He went to another team and was pretty good. Why you cut him? Now you look like shit.
Yeah. So and check this out, man. Just imagine if you go into week 2, week 3, y'all 0-3, and the fans, you know what I mean, yelling up for, and if he number 3 on the depth chart and they yelling for him, and if that put more pressure on the organization to get him in there.
Right. Yeah. And then look at it this way too. Let's say that does happen, but Shedeur hasn't shown any improvement in practice. Yeah. Do you put him out because the fans want him out there? Or do you put him out there, or you don't put him out there because you know he's not ready? Now you, as Cleveland management, you're dealing with that dumb shit now. The fans want him, so the fans want to come when you put him out there, but as soon as you put him out there, he might look bad.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a constant talking point in the media too. Even if he's not ready, it's going to be constant in the media. Should they turn to Shedeur? Should they get,
whatever happens.
With any team, if he was to get cut by Cleveland and he goes somewhere else, would any team face the same type of media scrutiny?
No. And I'm gonna tell you why.
It depends.
Because I'm gonna tell you why, because they picked up the value of Shedeur after Cleveland cut him. You know what I'm saying? So their expectations for Shedeur is nothing.
Yeah.
We're picking up Shedeur because we just.
What expectations do we have for a 5th round draft pick though?
That's the problem. It should not be any, but the media is making it. That's what he's saying.
Right. Yeah. The expectation comes with his name, Tom.
Right. Let me ask y'all first. I want to welcome Kent. I'm gonna welcome Kent to the chat. Kent said, "Morning, gents. Far as Shedeur Sanders and Dillion as the rest, when it comes to their final cut time, we'll see. Right now, it's just speculation. Right?
That's true.
So, and that's true. It is right now. It's just speculation right now. But now I thought what Cleveland was trying to do though, when they pulled him in the 5th round, they tried to diminish his value so they wouldn't get to this point right here, or hoping they wouldn't get to this point right here, where as though people are not going to be like, well, put him in there. And so the next team, I think if the next team go after him, I think they got to have a solid starting quarterback, whereas though it's expected that Shedeur will have to sit behind this quarterback. Other than that, if it's a controversy, the fans going to want him in there no matter where you put him.
Yeah, if you ain't got a
Yeah.
strong number one, you know what I mean. You gonna get the fans, clamoring for him to be,
Yeah.
starting one day. But that's the backup quarterback position is the most beloved position on the NFL team. Out of every position, everybody loved the backup quarterback. Just think when the boy Huntley was here in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And he came in one time for Lamar. And they, oh man, he should be starting. He better than Lamar and all that and this. It's the most beloved position in the sport, is the backup quarterback position, man. But the thing I'm saying is he went 5th round. So it wasn't just Cleveland that passed up on him 4 rounds prior. It wasn't just him. It was a lot of teams. And I think that was collusion on the owner's part, right? I think that was collusion. And I think Cleveland went against the grain by drafting him, even in the 5th round. I think they went against the grain drafting him. So now he's in there, and man spoke about this time. He getting the raw deal. He's still number 4 on the depth chart and things like this. So it seems like they're treating him like a 5th round pick, even though they know he should have been drafted before that. But they're giving him an opportunity to prove himself. They're giving him an opportunity to prove himself. And I think that first preseason game, he did a decent job of it, proving that he should have been a roster spot. Now, ain't nobody saying he should start game 1 and things like that. No one's saying that. But I think he did enough in that little preseason game he had that he should be looked at, to get a roster spot. So, but like you say, he's still got a couple games left. I think one more. They only play 3 now.
Right,
and,
right.
The first round of cuts should be coming up soon. So, yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see.
Let me see. Hand 50M says that Shedeur could get cut, go to another team with an established quarterback and develop. And see, that's what you know what I mean? That's the point I was making. If he go to a team with an established number 1 quarterback where it is expected of Shedeur to, to sit behind this quarterback, then that'll be a better situation for the organization, maybe even Shedeur, but if you go somewhere, if he goes somewhere else and they don't have an established number 1 quarterback, like Han said, then it's going to be just like what it is in Cleveland, And
I found it hard to believe that Cleveland thought that by drafting him late, somehow that was going to change the attention around him and change the narrative and stuff. Like to me, they had to know that this was coming. Like it's impossible not to know that, I don't know.
You mean the hype with him? You mean the hype that
everything that's happening now? I would bet my life that Cleveland had to know the conversation, this was going to be the case. You had to know that.
But maybe go ahead. No, go ahead. I was going to make a point. Maybe they think by taking them in round 5 as opposed to round 2 or 3, maybe the circus wouldn't be as loud because
think about draft day. Okay, let's go back to draft day. The whole conversation during draft day is where's Shedeur gonna go? He's dropping. The whole draft day was about him.
Yeah.
So how can you think with Shedeur Sanders, that's his name, that drafting him 5th was going to change the narrative somehow or diminish him?
I get that point, but look at it like this: when you draft Shedeur 5th instead of in the 1st round, right? Financially, you dealing with businessmen, right? So financially, you do diminish his value financially, right? So maybe they was looking at it from a financial standpoint, and then they thought that if the financial part kicked in, then maybe that would diminish him or lower the expectations as far as what people would expect from him and going in the 5th round.
Yeah, but fans ain't thinking about it like that. Like, because he's a 5th round draft pick, fans just know that's Shedeur Sanders. And the whole conversation in the media is he shouldn't have went in the 5th round. They still saying that. They were saying that on draft day. When he didn't go in the 1st round, they had a whole segment about it. So I hear your point from a business standpoint, but regardless of that, who he was, it's no way you're going to have fans thinking he's just a 5th round pick. It's no way.
Let me say this, because if you look at it from a football standpoint and not the media standpoint, Shedeur Sanders is not a first, not a second, not a third, maybe not even a fourth, because he beat nobody in college. Let's look at what he did in college. He did nothing to be a first-round draft pick in college. Nothing. He beat nobody in college.
Well, man, let me ask you this though, man, because lately with quarterback, like a lot of the successful quarterbacks have been quarterbacks that are coming from smaller schools, and so they like, you know, you got quarterbacks that's not coming from big schools all the time, so you know.
Yeah. But Mike, in the last couple of years, name one small school quarterback that's successful right now.
Well, I mean, who is it? What school did the Chiefs quarterback come out of? You know, I didn't hear a lot about him at first. Where he come from?
Texas Tech.
And then you had what's the guy that was the quarterback for y'all in Pittsburgh? He didn't come from you know.
Aaron Rodgers, you talking about?
No, not Aaron Rodgers, the one who won the Super Bowl with Roethlisberger.
Ben.
Ben didn't come from a big school. Yeah.
He went to Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, Miami of Ohio. So sometimes, you know.
No, yeah, but they show talent though. You know what I'm saying? Big Ben had a great college career. You know what I'm saying? Big Ben his college career was probably one of the top quarterback careers out there.
Yeah.
Shedeur had an average quarterback career. And if you and let's be serious, let's be honest now. If you take his boy away from him, how much better would he have been?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're planning like Shedeur came in and blew up the world, and then they just said, you know what, we're gonna say we ain't gonna give him what he deserved because, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But he really didn't blow, he didn't really impress anybody as far as the play on the football field.
Now, let me ask you that. Let me ask y'all this: is Shedeur, from what y'all seen so far of Shedeur and the Gabriell guy, is he better than Gabriell? You don't think so?
I thought they both played well. I thought they both pretty much was even. Those two turnovers don't really fall on Gabriell. The receiver ran the wrong route. You had two guys out in the same route. Now, Dillion shouldn't have threw the ball.
Yeah.
But that was really about those receivers, and the fumble was about the running back, not him. So,
but on that fumble, I gotta disagree. If you look at that replay on that fumble, the quarterback, he didn't get that ball in deep enough. He was kind of extended. He had too much extension between him and the running back, which made the running back had to reach for the ball, and you don't want to do that.
But I still thought he was extremely poised in the pocket. He ran that offense well. He had good completion percentage, threw over 400 and some yards, and he was playing against a better opponent. I think they both still are equal. I wouldn't say one was better than the other.
They probably still rated equal at this point in camp, but the separator is the turnovers, though. The separator is the turnovers.
Yeah, but when it shows up on film, them coaches know what caused the turnovers. Just because you have a turnover, that don't necessarily mean you played bad. They watched that on film.
Yeah. Let me see. What Kent Clarkson said, off topic. But the same I seen, let me see, I hope is do not give the NFL treatment like Caitlin Clark in the WNBA.
I don't know. What is he saying?
I'm thinking I don't know. I'm thinking that Kent is saying that don't treat, you know, be fair to him, like you know, like people want them to be fair to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, I guess.
Shedeur don't carry enough weight for that to happen. You know what I mean? He don't carry enough weight for them to try to do that. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Hey, especially when he goes in the 5th round.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You're a 5th round pick.
Right. He's a 5th round pick. So
I think Shedeur going in the 5th round, though. You know, I don't think that really was like his fault. I think he should have went before the 5th round, honestly. Even though, like you said, man, they ain't really play talent, you know, or he didn't beat, you know, some big teams. You can only play who's in front of you. I thought, you know, and so look, and that brings me to a point, right? I was watching a documentary earlier today about Larry Bird, right? And so when Larry Bird was in college, they said the same thing about Larry Bird. Like, he didn't play no real talent. He didn't beat this, he ain't beat that. But Larry Bird, you know, he addressed that. He said, so what? He said, you get out there, you still need to dominate, right? And so that's all you could do. The best you can do is just dominate. You know, no matter who they put in front of you, you still have to challenge yourself and dominate. And that's what Larry Bird did, you know, and look at his career.
And I agree with that 100%. But Shedeur didn't do that. Shedeur wasn't a dominating factor even with the teams he was playing.
What do you think, hey man? What do you think?
Travis Hunter was more dominant than he was.
Let me ask you
Travis
this.
Hunter
Let me ask
is
you
the
this,
one
man.
that took advantage of playing weaker talent, but exploiting who he was.
Let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. Where would you think would have been? Where you think Shedeur should have been drafted? We all know he shouldn't have been drafted in the 5th round. Where you think he should have went? Round wise, I'm talking about round.
Round wise, I think he should have been even the 3rd or 4th round.
The
reason I say he was 3rd or 4th round is because some of these picks, some of these guys that they picked up they picked guys up that they know weren't necessarily going to make the team. Okay, so why do that when you got Shedeur Sanders sitting out there that can do 2 things for your team: bring media and publicity to your team, and hopefully make a better quarterback room for your team as well. Because it ain't like Shedeur's not willing to learn. Okay, everybody want to assume that, you know, this kid's coming with a chip on his shoulder and everything, but I haven't seen that. All I've seen and heard is him willing to learn, willing to take criticism, and willing to take responsibility when other quarterbacks say, "Hey, you can do this and you can do that." So, man, I just don't understand that.
Let me ask you a question, man, or everybody. How many quarterbacks in the draft you think were better than him? Like, was he like top 5 out of all the quarterbacks coming out? Like, where did he rank per quarterbacks?
That's the part that everybody we're misconstrued. Because if you ask the media, Shedeur is in the top 5 if you ask the media. But then if you ask NFL coaches and owners, Shedeur's in the top 20.
Out of all the quarterbacks that came out of college last year?
I say he was top 5. I would say he's top 5. They ain't all quarterbacks that got drafted. I would say he's top 5.
Okay. So with that being said, if he's one of the better like, okay, you got Cam Ward. Everybody knew he was going to be the first quarterback off the board, right? And now after that, it's pretty much they all kind of right. So to me, he should have went earlier, because when you got the Pittsburgh Steelers that had no quarterback at all, why you not drafting this kid? Or you know what I'm saying?
That's why I said it was collusion. That's why I said it was collusion.
So to me, he could have went, because there was teams that needed a quarterback.
So let me ask you a question. What makes Shedeur top 5?
Because the rest of the quarterbacks drafted was trash. That's why.
No, that's not true at all.
Name a couple quarterbacks that was drafted in front of him that was nice.
Listen, Shedeur wasn't. No, my point is Shedeur wasn't nice.
All right, so what about the dude that got drafted in front of him at Cleveland? You think he was better?
I don't know his stats. I don't know, but what I can say is Shedeur didn't put up a whole bunch of stats.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
No, he did not.
He led the nation in completion percentage. He ain't throw no his touchdown and interception thing. His interception rate was high.
Shedeur Sanders didn't lead the nation in nothing.
Look it up. I'm gonna bet you a Pepsi Zero on that. I'm gonna bet you a Pepsi Zero on that. He led the nation in completion percentage. I'm gonna bet you a Pepsi Zero on that.
Yeah, let me read this. Let me first I'm gonna read this. Henry Hurley said that Jaden Daniels went to Arizona State first before he went to LSU.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah. Good looking out.
Yeah. So he went to, and then Southpaw said Gabriel felt brave because the Browns owner undermined Shedeur publicly. You know, it's time. Shedeur needs to stand up to his this statement by Gabriel. Shedeur is leaps and bounds ahead of Gabriel. Yeah, I did think that he got undermined by the ownership especially when the owner said that wasn't his pick. You know, he tried to separate himself from and said, who did he said the GM or somebody was the GM decision to pick Shedeur?
Yeah, he said, the owner said he had nothing to do with it. He left it up to the GMs and stuff to, make that. And I think he did that in case, because everybody was saying that word was out that the owner wanted them, whereas though the GM and the coach didn't. So the owner said, no, it wasn't me. I let them make that decision, you know what I mean, whatever. But I think that's him trying to, because he went against the grain. I'm telling you, man, I think that was collusion, man. And I think that's him saying, well, no, I ain't going against my other owners. It was my GM that did it. I ain't had nothing to do with it.
That could be a good point.
It was collusion that boy don't get drafted, man. There's no way, man, that guy should have went in the 5th round. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm just trying to say, like, we sitting there talking like Shedeur had an awesome, college career.
He did.
He spent 2 years at HBCU, which plays nobody. He spent 2 years in Colorado, which the first season, what they went 50. They were half wins, half losses. I mean, come on, we sitting there talking like Shedeur set Colorado on fire with his play.
But man, if you look at Shedeur, his college career, what they did at Jackson State was unprecedented, right? You know what I mean? At the kind of school they went to, I think he had a good career at Jackson. Then he went to Colorado and also proved that they could win. Like I said, all you can do is beat who is in front of you. That's all you can do.
So answer this question. Travis Hunter did the same thing, played in the same games and everything else that he did. Okay,
right.
Travis Hunter went in the 1st round. Why? Because Travis Hunter showed his ability.
Travis Hunter won the Heisman.
Huh? Travis
Hunter won the Heisman Trophy.
That's my point. That is what I'm saying.
Who was throwing on the ball?
Oh my God. That's what I'm trying to say.
These NFL teams, they send scouts out. They don't draft people based on did they win in college. They draft people based on their talent. And for us to dismiss HBCUs and say he ain't play against nobody, it's been some great players that came from those ranks that wind up being Hall of Famers. Walter Payton is one of them, I believe.
And let me ask you a question. How many HBCU players get drafted in the NFL every year?
I don't know that number. I don't know that.
You can count on one hand.
I'm just saying they send scouts out. They're not sitting up there saying this kid ain't playing nobody. They go look at you and look at your tangibles, look at a lot of things and see if we put him around good talent, could he fit our system, things of this nature. I thought he played.
True. That is not true.
What you say, Clay? I don't know that.
Listen to this.
I think you say, man, I don't know that.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, and this is the point that I'm trying to prove. You have a 5-star son in high school, okay, and he's getting recruitment letters from SEC teams or HBCU teams. As a father, where are you sending your 5-star son to?
Well, definitely. I would send him to probably the SEC team. But let me just say this about that, right? That's not a reflection of like the lack of talent, because when you go look at the talent at some of those schools, those HBCUs, it used to be a time that's where they used to draw their talent from. But now you talking about major universities, man. You talking about major university, and there's money involved in that, and there's relationships. Like a lot of those HBCUs, man. All right, let me answer your question. Like you answer, you know what I mean? Like, all right. So look, it's money involved in that. So it's not sexy to pick somebody from Morgan State, as opposed to you got a guy who playing with the what's the guy name? He with the Raiders right now. He from Towson State. You know what I mean? So it's talent.
I think it's the tight end. Yeah.
It's the tight end. So you got guys who can come from them small schools, like Clayton said, and can play.
Right. That wasn't my question. That wasn't my question. Why would you send you said I will send my child to the SEC, right? Why would you send your child there and not send them to the HBCU?
Because you cutting the odds. You cutting the odds. Like, you know that they will get more exposure. But
that's my point. That's it.
It's not always talent, though. It's not always talent.
I'm not saying that HBCU doesn't have talent. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when NFL scouts go to scout players, and we know this because we played in levels of sport. When they go to scout players, they don't hit HBCUs first. If you're coming from an HBCU school getting scouted by NFL players, that's because you're the elite in HBCU. You're the one person in the HBCU that can make a difference. But if you're an average talent in the SEC and you're playing on LSU, Alabama, and you're getting exposure, some scouts are looking at you more because you're there. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's true.
It does matter where you play. It absolutely does matter where you go to school at. Because the tension goes there. And we know that. That's why Dillion moved from HBCU to Colorado.
But I think Shedeur, if they'd have stayed at Jackson State for 4 years, Shedeur still would have got drafted.
I believe that.
Would have got drafted.
I believe that.
So would Travis Hunter.
Now
the accolades are different. You know what I mean? Like he probably wouldn't have won no Heisman coming out of a HBCU, but they don't want to start that trend. You know what I mean? But both of those kids could play at that level.
But again, both of them still got drafted.
Right. So Deion Sanders answered your question. Deion Sanders answered your question.
Yep.
He was at an HBCU and he had an opportunity to take his kid to a bigger school. He had an opportunity to take Travis Hunter to a bigger school, and he did that.
Bigger stage.
Right. That's my point. That's my point.
Well, how about this though, man? How about this though? Travis Hunter was the #1 recruit in the country, and Deion flipped him from Florida State. Why did Travis make that decision?
Sure did.
Because he flipped a lot of them.
Yeah, he flipped a lot.
He flipped a whole lot of them.
I'm just saying, why did Travis make that decision? Why do you think Travis made that decision?
Because they wanted to play for Deion. Deion gave them the hope.
Okay.
But look what Deion did in the middle of the situation.
I understand all that. I was just saying, sometimes going to HBCU is not necessarily a second choice or a second option because you can't get into the bigger university. Sometimes it's other things involved. And let's take Shannon Sharp, for instance. He came from Savannah State, another HBCU. At one point when he retired, he was the all-time leading tight end leader in yards and receptions or something like that until others broke his record. But I'm just saying, man, you look at these guys. Terrell Owens. Where did Terrell Owens come from?
Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice came from.
Jerry Rice is another one. Yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't play as an HBCU and make it an NFL. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is, as a parent, your child has better odds making the NFL if he's playing in the top-notch league. That's why they are the top-notch league. That's what I'm saying. That's why Deion Sanders moved all his stars from HBCU to Colorado. Because at the end of the day, you could be a superstar in HBCU, but when it comes to that draft pick, they're going to sit there and be like, well, who did he play? Who did he throw the ball against?
I don't think they consider that. When you're a superstar and you're dominating in a certain class, let's say you are in the HBCU. If you're a superstar, they're going to come to watch you. They want to see what you're all about. So the odds of getting there is strictly based on how talented you are. It ain't got nothing to do with where you are.
But can we agree being a superstar in Division III is not the same being a superstar in Division I.
Yes.
Because your talent,
We
your
can
talent
agree with that.
huh?
We agree with that.
Right. And that's all I'm saying. If you want to be known as the best, listen, if I want to be known as the best pound for pound fighter in the game, I don't fight less competition and yell out, yo, I'm the best. I fight the best to prove that I am the best. And that's what I'm saying. It translates in all sports. If you want to be known as a great college quarterback, okay? Yes, it's good. You can be a great college quarterback in HBCU. You can throw them 3,000 yards and everything. But when your scouts look at you, they're going to be like, yes, he did that there. What can he do here?
They proved it. They did it at different schools, though. But look, man, let me read this comment, right? Because you did say that all right, so Travis Hunter, Han 50M says that Travis Hunter ain't go against elite cornerbacks, right? And so when he at Colorado, he in the same boat as Shedeur Sanders. Like every week when you at one of those elite schools, every week you do not go against most weeks you don't go against an elite corner or somebody across the field like you would when you get to the next level, because that's where the adjustment comes in at, right? Because even in basketball, like I always talk about how the Maryland Terps used to play like UMBC and Coppin and beat up on them. But then when you get up against North Carolina, that's where the real tests come in, because you playing against, and you only play them a couple times a year, but you stack up your stats and stuff against lesser talent.
Right, but let's agree now. A lot of Travis Hunter and his hype and his mobility, his ability comes from the fact that he played at an elite level both ways. Let's put that out there.
He is an elite athlete who could play both ways.
Right, he's an elite athlete. He played both ways. And that's tough enough to do in any division. Even in Division III, that's tough to do if you're playing both ways.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Travis Hunter played on the same team that Wichita played on. Why do you think the scout said Travis Hunter is elite and Shedeur is not? Why do you think that was happening like that? Huh?
You say he was elite on both sides. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. That we are looking at the fact that Shedeur, that a lot of Shedeur hypeness is because of who he is and not what he did. Let's put it out there.
I don't think he was the number one pick, but I damn sure don't think he was. I don't think he was a first round pick, but I damn sure know he wasn't no fifth round.
And I know that too. I don't think he was a fifth round pick too. I said he's third or fourth.
Right.
But whatever the conspiracy theory is we're trying to put out there that made him a fifth round pick, this young man has to get the heart up now to prove to everybody that he was better than what we say he is or what they said he was.
Yeah, he got to show and prove. That's true. That's true. And you know what I mean? And then you got to live with the results of that. You got to live with the results of that. But I just don't think that, because if I'm talking about Cleveland now, if their thing is to get better as a football team, why wouldn't they want the best player at every position?
Mm-hmm.
Be it second string, third string, or whatever. Why wouldn't they want the best player available at their position? So I don't necessarily think that they're trying to sabotage him. I don't necessarily think that. You gotta remember, that's the team that drafted him. I don't think they want to sabotage.
Why do that?
Right. Just don't draft him if that's
right.
You know what I mean? Right. I don't think they trying to sabotage him, but he definitely gotta show and prove and earn his position, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Second string, practice squad, whatever. He gonna have to earn it.
Yeah. So let me see. Let me see what Kent said. Hype the fandom, etc. Don't matter. Either you can deliver like the product or you can't, right? And that's true. That's what it comes down to. I don't know, like if no matter who you playing against, you still got to be able to deliver. And like I go back to what Larry Bird said, he couldn't help that. Larry Bird just said, you got to dominate. So you got to challenge yourself as a player and an athlete.
Right.
Let me ask y'all what y'all think about this statement, right? Because I don't, Shedeur Sanders is a thug and a bully. About time Dillion Gabriell stood up to him and put the truth on TV. I don't know, like, what's going on with that. I haven't seen him
What
like.
Dillion Gabriell do?
No, they're trying to say when he was being interviewed during the game, he said some people are entertainers, and he said some here to entertain, but I'm here to compete. And they tried to make that like he was taking a shot at Shedeur. But he came back and he clarified his statement. He said he wasn't talking about Shedeur. He was talking about the media. The media is entertainment, and we are competitors. He said, so I'm just here to compete. And so I don't necessarily, only thing I can do is take that man for his word. He said that he wasn't talking about Shedeur.
Man, you know what, Clay? Boy, I gotta take my hat off to you, boy. Boy, you be on them quotes, man, because I ain't even hear nothing about it, man. You always with it. Hey, Clay, tip my hat to you, man, because I ain't hear none of this. I ain't hear none of this. So thanks for the context to it. But you know, you let the drive a wedge anyway. They gonna try to do anything they can to drive a wedge. You know what I'm saying?
And I think was Dillion Gabriell on that Oklahoma team or the team that the coach was talking about, Shedeur and them and all the flash and all that. Was he on that team?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. You talking about the one who said that Dion ain't take off his hat or his glasses or something like that?
Maybe not that, but maybe it was a quarterback had said something. Was that him?
I remember. I don't think that was that, but I think I remember the situation. I think I remember.
Yeah, I do remember one of the coaches on the team said they here for clicks and views. We here for something.
Yeah. And then on another instance, a quarterback said something because after the game, Shedeur didn't shake his hand. Shedeur said, "Yeah, I heard you that you were saying. Remember they were supposed to talk."
I remember that too. Yeah,
I'm trying to think, was that Dillion though?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But it's interesting though. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Everybody's got their opinion. I just think it's a little harsh to call a man a thug and stuff when you know what I'm saying. Like the kid,
he's a kid. I don't take debate on that either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's a kid. He come up privileged. His father played NFL, got a lot of money. I wouldn't put him in that category.
I mean, what's the worst you heard from? You got speeding ticket.
I would.
No public nuisance, no bar fight. No domestic. He ain't. I ain't putting that on at all.
Right. But Dillion himself said that he was referring to the media.
Yeah. All right. So Tom, welcome to the chat.
What's up, Tom? Yeah.
Tom said, I'm looking for the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base. And OG on the panel said to watch out for my Patriots. They are not going to be as soft as you think they are.
That's right.
In your mind. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, here I go. They go to Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Yeah, here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Front of the line. Yeah, here I go.
We got into a little bit of this yesterday, right? We was talking about Aaron Rodgers, right? And then, like, what do you think? What are you expecting from Aaron Rodgers on that Pittsburgh Steelers team yesterday?
Man, what I'm expecting from him, man, is what he done did like the last year, man. 22 touchdowns, 8 picks, something like that. I don't think his play is going to be a determining factor in the success or whatever the success the Steelers may have, man. I think Aaron Rodgers is shot, man. I think we all know his best days way behind him, man. He's a stopgap, if you will, formidable. I mean, I don't need people keep saying, "Oh, he's better than he's better than what they had last year." Well, if you're looking at career-wise, yeah, he's better than what Russ and Justin Fields gave you last year. But I mean, as far as production, I wouldn't say he's head and shoulders better than what those two guys gave the Steelers as a whole last year, man. So,
I think so.
Yeah, well, man,
I think so.
Yeah. John, let me. So this is what me and Clayton was saying yesterday, right? With the Steelers having a strong defense and a balanced offense, I think it'll benefit them to have an experienced quarterback like Rodgers, because you won't have to have him be Superman. You know what I mean? You know he can make certain throws. Because of his experience, he's gonna make certain reads. And in that type of environment, I think that do make Pittsburgh, and hurt me to say this, it just make them even more dangerous, man.
Don't forget you got the boy Metcalf too. You know what I mean?
That's what I said yesterday.
Yeah,
Got that
you
big,
got
strong
Metcalf, man.
receiver.
So
Metcalf, and
that's my team. Go ahead, Clayton. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying everybody they didn't pay attention to the second half of the season last year with Aaron. And Aaron is fully healthy now. When he came back off that Achilles, it take a while. I don't care how fast he came back. This year, I think he's gonna have a lot more mobility. 40 years old ain't old no more. It's really not, and I'm not saying it based on Tom Brady number. It's just not. We're living in an age now where 40 is not old, and now I think, as long as you run that football. Now, I don't know who Pittsburgh brought in. I know Warren is there. I don't know the other running back. But I'm glad they moved off Najee Harris, to be honest with you, because I thought he was extremely overrated. But if you can establish that old Pittsburgh way, running that football, and then letting Aaron Rodgers do his thing off play action and stuff like that, he's got the ability to win you a game or two off his talent. But then the most of the year, you win it traditionally. So no, I think his play will impact. Will impact the Steelers season. It has to.
Right. Right. I just don't think it will. You're right, though. Yeah, it has to. It definitely has to. And I've never been a big Rodgers fan. As talented as he is, the 4 MVPs and things like that. Always seemed to be a me first type guy. Always throwing teammates under the bus. It wasn't a bad throw. He ran wrong route. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Or throwing the coaches under the bus. But see, that's the thing. That's what I like about the situation in Pittsburgh. He ain't calling the plays. He ain't calling the shots. So and I also believe that as we get older, our ego starts to shrink a little bit. I'm gonna give him the benefit of doubt. Maybe he's less egotistical now. Maybe he is there strictly for the joy of the game.
Well, I know the respect he has for Coach T is off the charts. That alone, he's not going to be walking around like I know more than Coach. He's not going to be that way. Where the other places he's been is almost like that arrogance. Like, man, I know more than you. Like you say, Clayton. No, I'm gonna call this. I'm all the way out of that. So
and I felt like he was calling his number way too much. Making his team one dimensional without the defense making you that. So you give the defense the edge. So like I said, if they come out balanced, they already got a good D. We already know how scrappy Pittsburgh is.
Right.
They make every game a dog fight.
Let me so Tom said it was Oregon. The coach said something about let me see. Bo Nix follow up on that and gave.
Okay, was on the team.
Gabriel was on that team.
Okay. That makes sense.
And that's why they hyping this thing up too. What he said? Thought it was some shade. Yeah, it was Oregon. That's right.
All right, and Tom said y'all make excuses for young people. Like I don't mind that Tom Brady was the first to do it. And I believe people are giving Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt. Good luck, right? I mean, I'm not even an Aaron Rodgers fan, but I'm just going on like what I see from Pittsburgh and how they operate. And you gotta know that a quarterback. And I thought it was going to be the same thing with the guy. What was the guy that was there last year? Quarterbacking for the Steelers. Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to ask them to do a whole lot because of the way they run their organization. So
Russell Wilson. I said this when they won in Seattle. Pete Carroll tried to give them too much. They were good because Russell was mobile, but they ran Marshawn Lynch and had a great defense. Russell has a great arm, very accurate, but he's not a guy that you just want to let Russ cook, like let it be all about his arm. One time, Aaron Rodgers won it on his arm where they threw and didn't have a running game and they beat Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. That happened one time. That was an anomaly. But for the most part, to win Super Bowls, you need balance. You know what I'm saying? You look at Tom Brady
even
and
with
all those Super Bowls, they ran the football. They had balance. You know what I'm saying? And he would do things all play action pass. The 1 year when he had Randy Moss and they tried to throw, they lost in the Super Bowl. All the Giants did was load up and give him exotic blitzes, and they beat him. You can't be one-dimensional to win it, right? But I'm just saying, I just think Aaron Rodgers in this situation with Mike Tomlin and them, I think if they stick to the Pittsburgh way, that guy, they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right. And I think they'll be real dangerous. I forgot where I was going with that, but that's where I'm ending on.
Yeah. I just think they'll be
yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
Another thing is, I want to chime in with Aaron Rodgers because Clayton make a good point. Because I don't know if he won the MVP the year they won the Super Bowl, but I know he got 4 of them. But even the years where he was an MVP and stuff, and them stats was crazy, they didn't win.
Yep.
Win. Yeah. So.
Nope. Because it was throw. And speaking of Russell Wilson, real quick, I'm thinking that he's got a shot not to start for the Giants. Right now, that dude, Jackson Dart, playing well. And Russell threw a ill-advised interception yesterday. I'm not so sure. Keep an eye on the New York Giants.
No, I'm glad you said that.
And I think if Russ don't start, I still wouldn't look at that as like a failure. You know, he still can mentor that guy Dart. He still can mentor them, you know, stuff like that. Russ late in his career, you know. So I don't know. They do got a decent receiver up there in New York, though. I like him. I can't think but they do got a decent receiver up there. But if he beat Russ out, you understand? I wouldn't look at that as Russ, you know what I'm saying, as a failure. Stand over there, man, mentor that dude. Russ done seen it all. You know what I'm saying? Stand there, help him be prepared for each game, be a professional. That's what I always liked about Russ. Professional.
And Russ don't come with a heavy contract, so that job wide open.
Right. Let that dude Dart get up there, and if he earned a starting spot, hey, I wouldn't look at that like an indictment on Russ. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't look at it as an indictment. Yeah. What time talk about now? Mike, read that one. What time say now?
Time said, let me see. This is why we give 40-year-old quarterbacks the chance. Now it's because of Tom Brady. A guy like Flacco's career is done in any other era, but today because of Tom Brady, right?
It's time from New England. It's time from up there in Massachusetts somewhere. Give us a shot, Tom. Where you from, bro? Hey, look. The time be on Tom Brady, man. A lot of time comments be Tom Brady oriented, right? You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to know if he's from up there or something. That's all.
What else? Tom said, let me see. You should have tried to run Marshawn Lynch in the end zone. And if you understand Bill Belichick, here we go, another New England
reference. Another New England. Right,
in the intersect scenario with Malcolm Butler and the Walters Super Bowl week. Right. So
but everybody know they should have ran Marshawn. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I don't know if y'all can remember. I think New England, they never admitted it, nor should they. They was going to allow Seattle to score so they can get the ball back. They were going to allow Seattle to score so they can get the ball back. Because you know what I'm saying? There's going to be more time on the clock and things like that. They never admitted it. I don't think they should, but I don't know, man. But I was talking about, I sent the text out yesterday, Mike, when you were saying, man, you know, what y'all see, and I haven't seen a lot of preseason, but I do know the Colts still don't have a quarterback, man. The Colts still, they seem like they in trouble. I mean, they not the only team. It don't seem like New Orleans have a asset quarterback either, but it's like the Colts don't have, and the guy Richardson, man, he's not what they thought he would be, or not developing into the quarterback they thought he would be. They say he's not accurate at all. He's just a big athletic guy. They say he's a big athletic guy, man. With a big
they fell in love with his specs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They fell in love with all that. The height, the weight, the athleticism, and they fell in love with that.
Yeah, big arm and all that.
Big arm.
That don't mean you're a good quarterback, man. So and then they got
the same way with Caleb Williams over in Chicago.
I don't think it's the same
not
thing.
as bad. Not as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as bad as that. But I think Caleb still have to show. I think he still has to show. A lot of people, they want to fault the offensive line for all the sacks he took last year. Dan Marino years ago said, man, no matter how many times a quarterback gets sacked, you could put half on the offensive line, half on the quarterback. The thing with Caleb Williams is, man, which we found out, which he found out as well. You got to get the ball out. You can't hold it because he's athletic. He's athletic. So, but you can't run around in the pocket in the NFL like you used to do at USC. You can't do that. Them guys gonna catch you. And then you getting hit. You know what I mean? Then you getting hit. Just think of the times he got hit and didn't get sacked. You know what I mean? He's still taking punishment. You know what I'm saying? So I thought they say this guy that used to be the OC for Detroit, he's up there now. His name escapes me right now, but they say he's a real stickler for getting that ball out on time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then also when you watch Williams at USC, that boy was playing. They was comparing him to Pat Mahomes in college. So it's a little different with him. He's got a legitimate skill set. With Richardson, he started late. I think he didn't start playing football until late or something. So I just think it was all about the potential in him, not necessarily what he was bringing.
Right. Not the here and now, just like potential. But like you say, they fell in love with his specs because he like 4. They like 6'4" or 6'5" or something, man. You know, big arm and things
and
like
he can
that.
run. He's fast.
Right. Yeah. He can run it and stuff, man. And they like, well, man, we can teach him how to play quarterback, but it's as easy. It's not as easy.
Not that easy.
Yeah.
So Tom say, why y'all don't feel the same way about Sanders in Cleveland over Flacco? I think Sanders. I mean, I think Flacco should start, and then you know, what's the guy Sanders? You know, just get a time. Let us get his feet wet, adjust to the speed of the game, the atmosphere, and all that stuff. You know, if as long as the dude can hold up.
And the reason why I don't compare the New York Giants situation with Russell and Dart and with the Cleveland situation is because Joe and Kevin Stefanski, they got history. Like they played, he came in, they went 4-1 with Joe, went to the playoffs. You know, he lit up. So Joe is real familiar with that system. And so it's a whole different situation.
Hasn't Cleveland been to the playoff twice since Joe Flacco been there? Or just
Joe came in, they went, and then they let him go. He went to Indianapolis after that.
Then he come back.
Yeah, then he come back. Yeah.
Tom also says, Tom is from Detroit.
Okay.
You are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Just like when we talk about basketball, we talk Michael Jordan. Right. Yeah.
He's from the D.
Yeah. I don't talk Michael Jordan. My colleagues talk Michael Jordan.
That's what he said. He said we. He wasn't including you. He was including himself and me and Mike.
Yeah. I ain't on that. I ain't on that.
He said Tom Brady made me a Patriot fan. I didn't used to be a Brady fan, but
me either. Yeah, me. But he earned it. He earned my respect.
He definitely earned it. When Brady went to he went down to daggone Tampa Bay, man. I was like, now have y'all ever seen a quarterback do that? Like at the end of his career, I know Joe Montana tried it. What's the other guy? You know, to go somewhere else and win a championship as a quarterback in football, that's hard.
Yeah,
and it ain't hard. It ain't hard when you go to an all-star team, man.
No, I mean, if it wasn't hard, then Clay, I'm saying somebody else would.
Everybody don't get the opportunity to go to an all-star team. Everybody don't have the opportunity that Brady had. Brady had 6 Super Bowls. He became available. You will cut your quarterback to bring him in. So everybody don't have that opportunity. But that's why you never seen that before.
I'm not going, get into the All-Star team or not, but I don't know how great they were. I don't know what they did the year before Tom Brady got there. But for him to do what he did, man, I think that kind of like solidified his position.
It did.
Yeah. I think that kind of solidified
it.
It
Did. I mean,
and he
you
beat the
gotta
Golden Boy. And he beat the Golden Boy, the one that, the best one everybody say they ever put a jock strap on, And he beat him. So that was, that was satisfying to me on my.
Well, his defensive line disrupted them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still on this team thing. I just think Tampa did something. I can't give that all to Tom. Tom went down there.
No, I'm not giving it to Tom, but I'm just saying nobody has ever done that. Went to a team. You still got to develop chemistry. You got to develop relationships and timing with these guys.
Well, he brought in his number one guy, Grump. He already had chemistry with Grump. He also did during the summer. He brought them guys together and they worked out together and developed timing and stuff. That's crucial. I give him that. He had a great running back. They had a great defense.
That's leadership. That's Tom.
Yeah, I give him that. Yeah, that's good leadership.
Yeah,
I just guys accountable.
But that situation has never arose before in the history of the league.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Montana ain't do it. Aaron Rodgers ain't do it. Broadway Joe didn't do it.
You can say Peyton did it, but the year they won, Peyton didn't have a good year statistic.
I forgot Peyton did go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl. I don't even take that away from Peyton because that quarterback position is just so hard. And like you said, it's a team sport. You got to have 11 guys on the same sheet. You know what I mean? Like for the majority of the time. So, man, once he did that, I was like, yeah. I was always a Joe Montana fan personally.
Me too. I always liked Joe.
I didn't like Joe Montana.
You didn't? Yeah. Man,
nope.
What you ain't like about Joe?
I didn't like all the hype. Like, I think he's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback and everything, but it was the system and the players around him. Like, I just can't keep. I love Dan Marino because he ain't had no running game. He didn't have much. And he was out there slinging that thing. And he made the Dolphins go to the Super Bowl. I used to like John Elway. They didn't have no running game. He out there slinging it. And he's making them go to the Super Bowl, even though they was losing. I like that. I'm not saying Joe ain't great, but you got all the talent in the world.
That's two all-time greats there, boy. Elway and Marino, same draft, 83. Yeah, boy. You know what I mean? You get into the creme de la creme on them, boy. Ain't no question.
And you take Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh then birthed so many coaches. He created the West Coast system. He was an innovator. So, Joe is great. I think he's one of the greatest all-time game managers in the history of the sport. Just like Tom Brady, a great game manager. And this is what you want your quarterback to be. But these guys were in systems and on teams and organizations that had their thing together. They knew how to build teams and rosters and stuff like that. So
because I really think Miami did Dan a disservice by not filling out that roster. And then you see what happened with Elway when they went and got Terrell Davis.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And became run heavy. Then won back to back. You know what I'm saying?
And they had and Shannon Sharp was there then. And yes. And they had a solid defense. Who's that boy used to be that big hitter for Denver? Atwater or something?
That's right, Mr. Steve Atwater.
Come on, man. Yeah.
There ain't no question.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm not, like I said, I hope it don't sound like I'm taking something away from Tom or Joe. I'm not. I'm just saying.
You sound like that, but I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, you sound like that.
I'm not, man, but it's like, come on, man. All this, oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. Sure, you have it because there's never been a situation that arose like that before. So.
Yeah, I'm a Dan Marino fan. I used to like Dan Fouts when they was at San Diego, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the organization, they can't help that. It's almost like a perfect, or all the pieces to the puzzle are there for was there for Tom Brady, for for the kid that's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know, Terry Bradshaw. They used to like
Yeah,
man.
you had Chuck Noll as the coach.
Right. Chuck Noll, him and Chuck Noll used to bump heads. Terry wanted to throw more and stuff like that, right?
And look at Pittsburgh defense.
Yeah.
When Terry Bradshaw was the quarterback.
They ain't need Terry to throw.
Right. And look, the Chargers with Dan Fouts, they needed a coach. What was the name? Ed Coryell.
Yeah.
He was the problem. All he wanted to do was add out. You had that great running back behind him. What was the boy? Chuck Muncie. Yeah, you got a balance, man.
Hey, I used to like Chuck Muncie, but he was a fumbling machine.
You know who my guy was, man, when he was in college, man. Jim Kelly, man.
Yeah.
That kid done the offense up in Buffalo, man. Still to this day, man, look at that roster and see how they couldn't get one, man, because they was loaded, man. Them Buffalo
was loaded.
Yeah, man, they was loaded, man.
But they didn't fall on Jim Kelly because they couldn't get one? No.
Well, you know he gonna take the brunt because he the quarterback.
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
Right.
Who the running back? The running back was great, but he had fumbled.
Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
Fumble in crucial situations.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And that defense, man, with Daryl Talley and my man Cornelius Bennett, Biscuit out of Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bruce Smith. Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, them Buffalo Bills was loaded.
It almost seemed like it was rigged, the fact that they didn't get out of 4 Super Bowls, they didn't get one.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
That is crazy.
Yeah, man.
My man Kent Carlson said back in the day, I liked George Blanda and Dave, what's it, LaMonica?
Yeah, man.
I don't remember too much of Blanda and what position did Blanda play? Was he running back?
I know was Blanda was Blanda the quarterback? I don't know. That you dating us a little bit on that. Let
me see. He took Tampa Bay Buccaneers team to two facilities when when it was COVID season, trying to get them used to the team. Let me see. He wasn't dedicated to the game in the 19 COVID season. So referring to Tom Brady, right? Don't forget. Oh yeah. I think that he said, "Don't forget no good backstabbing."
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Antonio won that Super Bowl with Tampa. He was on the roster too. That team was loaded. Come on, man.
No. They still beat your boys.
Who?
Tampa.
They did.
Yeah.
What's going on? Kansas City offensive line was horrible.
Yeah.
And they did. And guess what? And under all that duress, Patrick still almost pulled it off.
That's what I'm trying to get you. He almost pulled it off. He ain't pulling it off though.
He did.
So is this?
Yeah. Look. He can't help it that he getting hit. He throw the ball to Tyreek Hill and they hit him in the face mask and he dropped it. Some of them passes he was getting off under duress was absolutely miraculous. Yeah, that part. That part. Oh, Lord.
I ain't fooling with you, man.
I know. Listen, Pat ain't got to win another Super Bowl. I've never seen nothing like it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So I heard somebody else say that, like, if Pat don't win another Super Bowl, I know he's going to the Hall of Fame, but he's not going to go down as the GOAT though. He got a ways to go. He got a lot more work before he can catch Tom.
That's because the media based the GOAT on Super Bowls. That's why.
I think that's
the silliest thing in the world to me, huh?
I think that's a good barometer. You think?
I don't, because everything has to go right to win a Super Bowl. You know how much stuff got to go right?
That's part of the game, though, Clayton.
Yeah, but that don't take away my greatness because everything ain't going right. The ball ain't bouncing our way.
Now, no one's going to deny Dan Marino. No
Right.
one
Nobody.
that was great. I mean, super great.
Yes.
But he separated. If Dan would have just won one, you could put him up there with not a Tom, but you could put him up there with a Montana. You could put him up there with an Elway, which I still do. But you can put him up there with, you know what I mean, if he'd have just got one out. It is like I say, Jim Kelly, if you just got one, you can be in certain conversations that you're not particularly in right now.
The Joe Montana was hurled, the greatest quarterback of all time until Tom started getting these Super Bowls, right? And out of his own mouth, he said, Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback to ever play the position. He knows he's a player. I don't care about this media narrative. They kill me with that shit. But this guy could play.
It's all who's delivering the message, though.
Yeah.
This ring culture, man, whether we like it or not, it's alive and thriving, man. You know, this ring culture is alive and thriving, man.
It is.
And I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna change sports. But Gilbert Arenas said that about that top 75 team, right? How you had some guys ranked ahead of others with no rings.
Yeah.
And he brought up Allen Iverson being ranked ahead of Scotty.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Allen Iverson ranked ahead of Scotty without any rings. Right?
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas was saying, by your own metrics, rings don't matter.
Yes.
Your own metrics, rings don't matter.
If you look at that 75 list, exactly. And me, I refuse to give in to that narrative because that's not how I see it. So I'm never going to adopt that mentality. Never.
Yeah.
Because I don't see it that way.
I think I would not have Allen Iverson, and that's my favorite player, but I wouldn't have him higher than Scottie Pippen.
I wouldn't either. And I love AI. I love AI. Yeah.
Wow.
Clint, you can't help.
Wow.
You can't help the fact if you're playing with a better organization, because that's part of success. That's part of the team, right? You know what I mean? You got the ownership, then you got management, then you got coaching, then you got players. You got all of that stuff. It's just like a family. All of that stuff has to be incorporated for you to be successful. You can't help it.
Allen Iverson was 6'1".
Yeah.
And carried the team to the finals.
Yeah.
With no talent. They didn't really have much on that team. They all played their roles. And you trying to tell me somebody 6'1" that dominate the NBA and Scotty 6'7"? 6'7". And then when Mike left, he couldn't even take his team to. And you trying to tell me you wouldn't have AI over him?
Nope.
Me personally,
no.
Scotty ain't nowhere near an AI league.
Yeah.
His will alone makes him better than Scottie Pippen.
Nah, I disagree, and I love, boy.
I'm an AI fan, Jack.
But more things. Effectively, Scotty, better defender, better facilitator. AI was never really asked to play second fiddle to anybody. That to me, that takes some type of skill in itself. That you understand to be. It's a lot of great players I think would not be able to play second fiddle to another player. Look how Diesel and Kobe relationship was, because they asked Kobe to play second fiddle to Diesel, things like that. The championships that Scotty won, which he is 6-0 in championships, he led them in assists. He led them in steals.
I don't know about leading them in steals, bro.
Yeah. Well,
I disagree with that.
I do. Look, you don't have to disagree. Just look it up.
Mike used to lead the league in steals.
I said when they won the finals, I'm talking about the final series that they won, the 6 finals that they won. I'm talking about them. I'm not talking about doing the regular season. I'm talking about once they got to the finals.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Scotty was a jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? And no way that and I love Iverson.
Yeah, I
But
did too.
I wouldn't take him over Scotty. I wouldn't take him over Scotty.
So if Clayton, if you starting a team and both of those two dudes is in the draft, that your first pick it's either got to be Scotty or AI. You gonna take AI?
I'm taking AI. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I'm taking AI.
I'll take Scotty and beat you 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
No, because we got to still assemble the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I
I tell you this. Scotty would stop Iverson.
Huh?
Scotty would stop Iverson.
Well, did Scotty stop Iverson when they matched up anytime?
No, because they had Mike on.
Okay. So why not switch Scotty on?
Yeah, you say why?
Why not?
It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary because Philly wasn't a threat to what I don't care how many points AI would have scored against Mike or Scotty. They wasn't a threat. Like
they weren't going to beat the Bulls. I get it. I get it.
And see,
but I'm just saying this. As far as Scotty being willing to play second fiddle, he was second fiddle. It wasn't that he was willing. Nobody was going to make him be a number one option over Jordan. So so to say he humbled himself to do that, no, he ain't had no choice in the matter.
But when AI had the choice, AI did not want to humble himself when he was in Denver with Carmelo. He got mad because they wanted him to come off the bench.
But that's late in his career. Look, that's late in his career. I'm just saying to you,
in his career, when he should have known he lost a step, when he should have known like the circumstances that he was not the same that when he was in Philly.
But none of that tells me he's not better than Scotty. That's just an attitude issue. That's a thing that he ain't feeling. They ain't got nothing to do with how well he was a player.
That's a part of winning, though. Like your attitude and your mentality is a part of winning. And even when Allen Iverson said he always praised Kobe for Kobe's work ethic and said like how he wished he had that same type of dedication to the game that Kobe had.
He says all that, but he still was a better player than Scotty. And he's a better player than most of them guys in the NBA, not having the work ethic. The kid was a natural.
What do you think? Like Iverson did better than Scotty.
What did he do better than Scotty? Compete.
I don't know about that either.
Me either, but I mean, we all entitled to that.
Well. When you get the opportunity,
ain't nobody that AI went hard all the time,
right?
And I'm talking about AI was like that his entire career.
Yeah.
Early on in Scotty's career, you could question his heart. There ain't no question about that. You could question his heart. You know what I'm saying? Because one of them series he ain't want to play because he had a headache or some shit.
Or back injury or something.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. You got a headache, man. You out here, man. But when Scotty was out there with Mike, when they was going up against the Knicks that was there, with Oakley, Anthony Mason, X-Man, Scotty was out there. You know what I'm saying? And maybe we all need that partner that'll give you that confidence. And I'm sure that's what Mike told him. Like, man, fuck them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm sure that's what Mike said to him, to give him that. Like, no, we're gonna beat these chumps and we can fight too. You know what I'm saying?
So
But AI didn't need that.
Right. He didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need that. That being said, because his mental fortitude, I would say, was greater.
Yeah.
I would say that.
All right, so I agree. AI didn't need that, right?
Yeah.
But if you take if you take Scottie Pippen off of those Bulls teams and you put him beside Michael Jordan, they don't have the same success. And all the passion and all that, everything.
You can't make that exchange because Mike and AI played the same position. It was both two guards.
I'm just saying.
Hypothetically,
if you take Scotty off of Chicago and you replace him with Allen Iverson, no matter what position if he'll win across the board.
All right.
Mike could play the two. Mike could play the one or the two.
Let's do this. Let's replace Scotty with AI the year Mike wasn't there and Kukoc was there, and they went to the playoffs. Let's replace them then. The Bulls get over the hump.
No.
I believe so.
Allen Iverson was too small.
Yeah,
I believe so.
He's too small.
yeah, and then you got
I believe so.
The defensive side of the ball, man. Scotty was Scotty might go down as one of the greatest perimeter defenders that we've seen, man. You know what I'm saying? So
AI wasn't a bad defender either. He used to lead the league in steals. He used to play the passing lanes extremely well. And if you got a head coach like Phil Jackson, I'm sure Phil Jackson would have used AI speed, quickness, and everything else, and would have put him in advantage situations where he had advantages.
no,
I still like the coach and Phil, and I think if you switch them two, the Bulls get over the hump.
Oh, that's not football. You can't scheme a particular defense the way somebody can get
Sure you can.
Not in basketball. It's too much.
Sure you can.
It's too much
Sure you
one-on-one in basketball. It's too much one-on-one in basketball.
Let me
Sure you
say
can.
this. I wouldn't even trade Allen Iverson for Paxson or Kerr on those teams. Like if you say, all right, you can keep Scottie Pippen, give me Paxson or Kerr. I wouldn't even, because Allen Iverson is not a pure enough shooter, whereas though he would have been able to help Mike and Scottie.
On that team with Mike and Paxson, you didn't need Allen. Now, I'm saying exchange when Scottie was the main, Mike was gone.
Right.
Swap AI and Scottie. The Bulls get there.
No, they don't. That's why he only win one game against he was just too small. That's why they could only win one game when they played the Lakers in that championship.
But do you know how impressive that is that they won that one game?
He had to, but that's the point. He had to go out of his mind just to win one game.
Right, but he wouldn't have had to do that with Chicago. Tony Kukoc could fill it up. They had scores on that team. He wouldn't have had to do that.
Who else was on that team that could score?
What, on the Bulls team?
Yeah,
What
the
was
the one when Mike wasn't there?
Tony Kukoc and Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
and it was somebody else too. Was Hart still there?
No. Randy Brown.
Wasn't there either.
I have to look it up.
Yeah.
But I know he wouldn't have had to play like he had to play against in Philly with that Bulls team. He wouldn't have had to do that.
Because Allen Iverson was so ball dominant, they could do was put defensive players around him because he was just he was a volume shooter. Right. Kobe, if it wasn't for Phil Jackson, Kobe almost got trapped into that trap of being a volume shooter, thinking that he had to do the same thing.
That's true.
Mike would have been, if it wasn't for Mike, would have been the same thing. Volume shooters. That's what make Isaiah Thomas so special as a 6'1", 6 foot guard to be able to win 2 championships. It's unprecedented because it's hard. You know what I mean? You got to surround them dudes with so much defense because that's where they lack at. They lack at defense, so you got to compensate for that.
Well, the Detroit Pistons not only had great defense, all 5 players could shoot.
Yeah, but
except maybe Rodman. What are we talking about?
I'm talking about defense was Detroit Pistons selling card. That was
but they also had Bill Laimbeer was a big that could shoot deep. You had Dumas could score and fill it up like Isaiah. Isaiah could fill it up. You had the microwave coming off the bench. You know, you had scores on that team as well.
You know, they was, you know what their average was? They was averaging probably in the low 80s.
But they all could score. It don't matter how many they average. Their focus was defense. They had scores though. Those guys could shoot the basketball.
Yeah, they could shoot, but they wasn't scorers though, Clayton. They could shoot. They was holding people to the low. They was scoring like 80 points a game.
That was the emphasis for that team. But you telling me Vinny Microwave wasn't a scorer? That's all he was. Street shooter.
They was defensive heavy. Just
Joe
like
Dumars wasn't a scorer.
Look, they was just like if you look at the score, they wasn't scoring. They wasn't blowing people out.
Just because they wasn't scoring a lot of points does not mean those guys wasn't scorers. Their focus was defense.
No, you make a good point. No, Joe D could score. Vinny, that you say that was his thing. You know, he could score. And I don't want to take it somewhere else. I was just saying the Scotty thing and guys in front of him. Chris Paul was another guy that was ranked in front of Scotty with no championships. Chris Paul was. You know what I'm saying? That was another guy that was ranked in front of Scotty. That is ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous because you know, like I said, now look what Scotty did when Scotty was in Portland.
What?
If they'd have been playing any other team except the Lakers, man, I would have wanted Portland to win the title that year, man. If they was playing any other team except the Lakers.
Who was Scotty playing with in Portland?
What? They was loaded.
All right.
It was loaded.
That's my point.
It was crazy.
So it ain't about what Scotty did in Portland. It was about what that Portland Trailblazers team did.
What Scotty brought to that team was leadership. A knowledge of knowing how to win, how to close out games. That's what Scotty brought, because there was a lot of young dudes. There was a lot of young dudes in the team. You know what I'm saying? Them guys, your main man, Bonzi Wells, Mike, Sam used to talk about it all the time. Your main man, Bonzi Wells and stuff, man. You know, that was a young team, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Scotty brought, you know, almost like the glue to them guys, because all them guys was young with Rashid and Jay O'Neal and things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Damn, man, Damon Stoudemire, Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, man, Sabonis, another veteran that came over from overseas. Sabonis, he was another one that came over. What's my man name? They had the dreads, Grant. My man Grant, who came over. I think Grant went to Navy. Man, they was just low. They were like 9, 10 deep, fam. You know, they were like 9, 10 deep, man. They was tough.
It took a special team to beat them.
Yeah, J.R. Ryder. He another one that was on that team out of UNLV. J.R. Ryder. He was another dude on the team, man. So, that was
And so Tom says that who is Allen Iverson going to guard? And you can keep Tony Kukoc. They do not win no championship with AI. This is disrespect to how great Scottie Pippen was to Chicago Bulls. Tom, you right on with that one, Jack.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom.
Scottie Pippen was only great because Michael Jordan was what he was. And it made it easier for Scottie. Scottie had a lot of talent, exceptional player, great defender, had a lot of skills. But he was who he was because Michael Jordan was what he was. Allen Iverson just was a beast. He was a competitor.
Did Scotty in any way make things easier for Mike?
Did he make things easier for Michael?
Anyway.
No, Phil Jackson did.
Oh, wow. Didn't they
Phil Jackson did.
Wasn't Magic Johnson giving Mike that work in that first championship that they won? They had to go to Scotty.
Yes.
Well, if you want to look at it like that, he wasn't scoring. He was Mike was getting him up, and he was seeing over. He could see
anyway. That's why I said that anyway. Scotty make it easier in any way.
I said Phil Jackson did. Phil Jackson wanted to block. Phil Jackson wanted to disrupt Magic's vision. So Phil was smart enough. Let me put a longer Scotty on him. But it's not like Mike wasn't D'ing Magic up. It was the fact that Magic would look over him and still deliver the basketball.
In any way.
Do what?
Did Scotty help Michael Jordan in any way? You don't want to give Scotty credit for nothing.
This is what I know. This is what I know. Scotty sat out. Let me share this with you guys. Scotty sat out that last bull run about his contract. Right? They started off a little slow. Guess what? Mike took on the weight. He carried the team, and him and Dennis Rodman together got Chicago on track. Forced Scotty to come back and get up off his talking.
All right, let me ask you this.
And against Utah, that last game, Scotty was out. Back injury. Whole second half, Mike trading baskets with Utah.
All right, let me ask you this.
Come on, man.
No. Let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Any Michael Jordan teammate, when they won 6 championships, has any Michael Jordan teammate helped him?
You didn't say help. You said make it easy for him.
In any way.
Of course they helped. They had to knock down shots. You said make it easy for him.
Any Michael Jordan
The
teammate,
person that made it easy for Mike was
Has
Phil
any-
Jackson
has
because he
any
came up with
Michael-
the triangle.
has any Michael Jordan teammate made it easier for him?
No.
So Michael
coach
Jordan,
did.
listen. So Michael Jordan was facing the same challenges when he was winning. He was facing the same challenges when he was losing.
No, because they inserted the triangle offense.
Okay,
So
what was
guys
that
couldn't
predicated-
use
what
the
was that-
same tactics against him.
What was that predicated on? The triangle offense.
That was predicated on Tex Winter's system and how that triangle was going to stop players from being able to always double Michael
Why?
because of the way the offense flowed, way the
So
ball moved.
why you can't double Mike if his teammates can't help him, can't make it easier? Why wouldn't you double Mike?
Listen. The
Listen,
guys
let
had
me-
to knock down shots.
Oh, is that making it easier for Mike if he's not getting doubled? Is that making it easier? Listen, man, the one thing I got with a lot of you, at time, I hope you listening. There's a lot of things I got with a lot of you Michael Jordan guys, man. Y'all think giving anybody any credit is taken away from Mike.
No, I don't.
I'm not saying that.
Saying that. Mike
Yeah.
is great.
saying-
Mike
not saying-
dominated. But Mike needed somebody to help him. It wasn't Michael Jordan 1 against 5. He
You're
needed
right.
somebody to make it easy, even if it
You're
wasn't
right.
running that Phil Jackson triangle that y'all want
This is what I'm saying.
like that.
This is what I'm saying. If you would have asked me, did his teammates help him? Absolutely. But when you say, did his teammates make it easier on him? No. Phil Jackson did, and Tex Winters did by inserting the triangle.
I don't know. I just think that Scotty better than AI. Even if it's by default. Like
Right.
when coaches are picking teams, sometimes like if you picking a team, sometimes a coach will pick what they say, they'll pick a player because of his height. Like they say, well, you can't coach height. Give me a tall, give me a 7-footer because you can't coach height.
That's fine.
So when you picking a team, you pick a team according to what you need. So that's why Allen Iverson would not have fit in any other structure besides the structure that they had him in Philadelphia, where you had a bunch of role players around him because he just was a volume shooter. And that was my guy. It was a exciting, it was exciting to watch. Michael Jordan was a volume shooter, and until they got him to trust his teammates. Like you said, that offense they put in there made him share the ball.
So Clayton, in your most humble opinion, if Phil Jackson was the coach, and what was that, 86, when Michael Jordan had that 63 against Boston, if that was the triangle offense, they win. With the same personnel that they had, as long as Phil Jackson coaching them, they win.
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Boston just had an inferior team. They had a better team.
Boston had
a better team. It's not like when they instituted the triangle, the Bulls didn't lose any games.
No,
Boston had a better team.
I'm talking about that series that they lost 3-0 against Boston.
They had a better team.
It's all predicated on Tex Winters and you know what I mean,
the triangle was not going to make
that
the triangle was not going to make that Bulls team beat that Celtic team because the Celtics had a better team, one of the best teams in the history of the NBA.
And Scotty have helped them in that situation if he was there with Mike against Boston?
No,
I think
because Scotty wasn't a performer. So if he was there, he'd have been young in his career. Scotty wasn't a playoff performer at that stage of his career.
Yeah, I just think that Scotty, man, he just was a.
And Scotty, a lot of time what people do, man, they discredit Scotty, you know what I mean, because they love Mike so much.
No.
So they discredit Scotty and his contribution to them 6 championships. And you talk about AI, that's the argument. Ain't no damn way Chris Paul argument. There's no
No,
way.
I wouldn't put Chris Paul over Scotty. But I'm just saying, just because I say AI better than Scotty, it's not because of Michael Jordan, my love for him, or discrediting him. Scotty was a great player.
A lot of people, I ain't saying you, a lot of people their love for Mike is rooted in why they discredit everybody that he ever played with. Because Mike is like this, you God-like figure. And you know what I mean? He didn't need anybody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody helped him. Nobody made it easier. No, you know what I mean? Scotty used to play the other team's best perimeter player until the last couple minutes of the game. So that was Scotty's job to check the other team's perimeter best player until the last couple minutes of the game. And y'all don't know why they switched then, right? Who calling a foul on Michael Jordan with under a minute left? Yeah, who called the foul on Michael Jordan with under a minute left? So come on, man. Let's say for what it was. Was Mike dominate? Yes. Was Mike all-time great? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Was Mike clutch? Yes. Did Mike score when he wanted to? Yes. Yes to the next 5 questions. But I'm just saying, the brother had help, man. You know what I'm saying? The brother had help.
I'm not saying he didn't have help. So me saying they didn't make it easier for him is not saying he didn't have help. I said what made it easier for him was them instituting the triangle offense. And those players helped by knocking down shots. That's all I'm saying.
Did that make it easy? Them making a jump shot. Did that make it easy?
That made
make it easy.
That made teams have to respect that triangle. Yes.
Make it easy. That's all I'm asking. Did that make it easy? The ball come to you, you do your job. Did that make it easy?
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Did they make it easy? Nobody's saying if somebody made a jump shot, Mike a bum now. Ain't nobody.
No. I'm just talking about easy and help. To me, easy and help is 2 different things.
Because somebody grabbed the rebound, that means Michael Jordan a bum now. Nobody is saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody made a free throw, so Michael Jordan a bum now. Nobody's saying that. I'm just saying it made it easier. Scotty made it easier. How much easier? I mean, you know, that's debatable, but he made it easier. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, if Mike's job is to score, which he did at an all-time, you know what I'm saying, rate, you want him resting on the defensive end. You don't want him going that hard on defense when his job is to carry the offensive load. You know what I'm saying? You don't want him working that hard on both ends. You know what I'm saying?
Mike's job was to do whatever the team was lacking in. If they needed rebounding, Mike took it upon himself to get rebounds. One point, they put Mike at point guard. Scotty was there. He ran off 9. He had 9 triple doubles that he played, and you know what I'm saying. Things that Mike did everything. He had no weakness in his game. You understand? So his job wasn't only to score. His job was to do whatever they needed.
So, could Allen Iverson do everything? Like, could he give the team what the team needed when it needed it?
Yeah, that Chicago team, that Kukoc and Scotty were doing that.
His team, like, could AI do that on his Sixer team?
On the Sixer team?
On any, put them on any team. Could AI give a team what they needed when they needed it?
Yes. That's the only reason. That's the only reason that Sixer team went to the finals, because of everything that AI did.
He was AI was just offense. He was just.
It wasn't just offense. He was not.
He was a big reason. He wasn't the only reason. Because when they traded for Dikembe came in there and he was a defensive player of the year. And Dikembe, you know, he erasing all mistakes at the rim. He erasing all mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Then perimeter wise, you had what's my man name out of Temple? Aaron McKee.
Aaron
McKee. He was defense.
Lynch, Lynch was defense.
Was
Ratliff there?
Yeah. Eric Snow was there at the point. Remember Eric Snow?
Everybody. So if you got that kind of defensive team around you, you can shoot the gaps and not even worry about it.
Because Dikembe, he erasing everything. So you could be a little bit more freelance, things like that. You know how you playing D, you can take more, you know what I mean, take more gambles and things like that. Because you know what I mean, Mutombo, you know what I'm saying, he's swatting everything. Yeah. But if you need a crucial rebound, like you just said, Mike could do, I don't think AI could do that. If you needed somebody to run point guard and facilitate, I don't think AI could do that.
Oh, I disagree with that. I
Yeah,
definitely think he could ran. He ran point guard at Georgetown.
Yeah, but he wasn't. See, I
He
think a
could
lot
do
of
that.
people get.
AI can do that.
I think a lot of people get confused bringing the ball from the backcourt up as being a point guard. Being a point guard is somebody who can get you team in your sets and being a facilitator.
Yes, and I think
that you got to know how to hit your teammates in their rhythm and their good spots where they,
And I think because AI was such a scorer that you guys are underestimating his ability to play point and what he did in Georgetown and things of this nature. AI could definitely play point guard, but he was better for your team at the shooting guard, the off guard.
He wasn't no point guard. It's an art to being a point guard.
He's the point guard.
Chris Paul is a point guard. Allen Iverson is definitely his shooting guard.
J Kidd. When I think of point guards, J Kidd comes to mind.
You talking about elite point guards, but you are underestimating Allen Iverson's IQ and his ability to get teams in and out of their set. You guys are underestimating.
Irk Snow was a better point guard than Allen.
Yes, because it was better for Philly to have him at the shooting guard position. That's what you really wanted him to do. That was his strength. You bring in Snow to handle the ball and be point guard. That's what you wanted. But I'm saying you underestimating what AI can do in terms of at the point.
No, but if I got Irk Snow and Allen Iverson on the same team, I'm definitely going to put Irk Snow at that point guard.
Of course, because AI is stronger at the two. Of course you will. I'm saying because he's such a scorer, you're underestimating. You're saying that he can't play point guard. And I think he played point guard at Georgetown.
He didn't facilitate. Like, he wasn't no facilitator. Like, all right. Who's Mateen Cleaves? Mateen Cleaves. He's a pure point guard. He's not an elite point guard, but he is a better point guard than Allen Iverson. And I'm talking
He may be. I'm not sitting here saying AI is the greatest point guard ever, or he'll be an elite. I'm not saying that. I'm saying what he's capable of doing.
But my point is, that's why I'm comparing Allen Iverson to a guy who's not an elite point guard. Like, Mateen Cleaves, in my opinion, in college was one of the best point guards in college, right? Where he played at Michigan State.
Yep.
He was a really good, but if you compare him to Georgetown, Allen Iverson, and Mateen Cleaves at Michigan State, at that point guard position, it wasn't even no contest. Allen Iverson was a 2. You wouldn't put him above Mateen Cleaves as a point guard.
And the what's the name? Back when AI was in school, that was one way to get Allen Iverson freed up. Because he ran a lot of zone at Georgia.
A lot of zone, yep.
So Big John said, well, you bring the ball up, it's harder to double team you like that. You know what I'm saying? And he was so fast and he could handle, you really couldn't blitz him either. So that was just like a coaching thing. Like AI, you bring the ball up, you know what I'm saying? So then, you can really operate like you want. You got more of the court, you know what I'm saying? You work from the top of the key down, things like that. But to go back to the original thing that we was talking about and this ring culture, people want to say the ring thing don't matter. You know what I'm saying? People want to say the rings do matter. You got arguments on both sides. Now, to all the people who say rings matter, you can't have people that don't have no rings ranked in front of Scotty. You know what I'm saying? On an all-time 75 list. You can't do that. If you look at, if you want to say rings matter, because when people talk about their favorite player, they always talk about the rings he got.
Yes.
Things like that. So you can't say, well, rings don't matter. But when you bring up the argument, he's better because he got this amount of rings. And, you can say, well, Chris Paul, how you going to rank him in front of Scotty? And he ain't got none, and Scotty got 6.
Mm-hmm.
How you going to say AI, he ain't got none, Scotty got 6. And then, what do you call it? What's the dude that's, he in Dallas now, that was with Golden State?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson. That's another one, right? They say, well, how you going to have Chris Paul in front of him? Chris Paul ain't got none. He got 4.
Chris Paul is in front of Klay?
Clay ain't even on the top 75.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Should he be?
Yeah, right.
Should he be?
That's the thing. People say because of the rings, he should be.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, I disagree, and that's what I'm saying.
That's
To me, my
That's-
argument is never that the rings don't matter. My argument is the rings does not determine a player's greatness.
Right. Yeah. It's part of his resume. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's part of his story. His
story, right?
It's part of the whole story. It's not the whole story, far from it, but it's part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Kyrie made it. I think Kyrie made it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was right in front of Scotty though, but Kyrie made it with the one chip. So you figure, well, how Chris Paul and AI, you know what I'm saying, is in front of Kyrie and they ain't got none and Kyrie got one. You know what I mean? So, it's a whole big thing, man. Sometimes the messenger gets killed for it. But
so I'm gonna take Dennis Rodman for an example. Dennis Rodman has a particular skill set. Now he might not have better skills than some other players, but he was a better player than other people. So to me, playing a game is taking your skill set and doing what you do and having a big impact on a game. So I don't care if he can't shoot and all that. He was a better basketball player than a whole lot of people.
Right.
That could shoot better than him. That could do things better. You understand what I'm saying?
Dennis was smart too. Dennis was a smart ball player too. Dennis was smart.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. You know, Dennis got 5 championships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dennis got 5 championships. A lot of people that get lost, you know, when you talk about Dennis, that can because you know the off-court stuff, the antics, the dress, the hair, that get lost. And Dennis a winner. You know what I mean? Like him or not. You know what I mean?
He's a winner.
Yeah, Dennis a winner.
Let me
but
say,
he's also a great player. Go ahead.
Time says that nobody says that Michael Jordan is the greatest because of Phil Jackson and Tex Winters. That sounds crazy.
Tom, I'm not saying that they made Mike great. I'm saying that system, the triangle, made it easier for Mike. Mike is the greatest player of all time, and he was the greatest player before they even won a title. Tex Winters and Phil instituted a system that made it hard to double team Mike and made life a little easier for Mike. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let me see. You had Eric Snow, who was a massive old defensive player too. Yeah, Eric Snow was a good defender. Like they had McKee, Snow, George Lynch. They had some defenders there with AI.
And you know something, man. Eric Snow, man, couldn't hit the ocean, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause he couldn't shoot a lick, man. He could not shoot a lick.
Couldn't. He was
he was in school at Michigan State. He couldn't shoot.
He could not shoot. Yeah.
He found his niche. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Philadelphia team was the perfect fit for him. Yeah, I think it was a perfect fit for him.
Let me ask y'all a question, including Tom. If all the scoring weight fell on your shoulders night in and night out, how hard do you think that is to constantly come through for your team?
It's real hard. That's real hard. That ain't easy. It's real hard. Just a simple fact that a guy Allen Iverson's size could get them shots up. Mike, you talked about that one time before. Like, man, just able to get the shots up.
Yeah.
You know, and his size, man. And then dudes bumping them, hitting them, knocking them down and stuff on top of that. You know,
and you at the top of the scouting report every single night. The assignment is to stop you.
That's right. And only you. And only you. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Allen Iverson is my guy. Tim Duncan said it's a nightmare to see Allen Iverson coming downhill at you and you under the rim.
He's 7 feet tall.
He's 7 feet tall. He said that's a nightmare, man, to see somebody like Allen Iverson. When you can make a dude 7 feet tall feel hopeless, you know what I mean? Because you so athletic and so fast. He can't even he under the rim and still don't have time to react to you.
Right.
That's exceptional.
Yeah, that is, man. That is.
That's exceptional. Victor Page. Y'all remember Victor Page at Georgetown? Victor Page was
I
that
remember
dude.
Victor Page, left hand dude. I remember Victor Page. Yeah, man.
Victor Page was the point guard.
Yeah,
Though.
I forgot about him. I did.
Yeah,
I forgot about him.
Street politics over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got called them street politics over there in D.C. Yeah. I remember Victor.
Yeah.
What's I don't know if it was 2 years or 1 year that Mike Lloyd was over there at Syracuse when AI was at Georgia.
I think it was one.
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah. Because AI only stayed 2 years. AI only stayed 2 years. He left that for his sophomore season.
Yep, he left early.
He left for his sophomore season.
Yep.
But man, if y'all remember him, Ray Allen, and Curry Kittles was all in the Big East together.
Yep.
Yeah, all three of them was in the Big East together. You know, I used to like Curry Kittles with the long.
I used to like Curry Kittles too.
I like Curry Kittles. Yeah. Running and dunking with them long socks on them long Michael Cooper socks on. Running and dunking and shit. I'm like, that dude, man. Yeah. I watched a Big East tournament one time and I saw like running and dunking all the Madison Square Garden with the Michael Cooper socks on.
You see, Tom says that we all know DJ Armstrong is not better than Allen Iverson. That's a stupid comparison. There are players that have championship rings that are not better than Charles Barkley. I don't believe we are done. I know.
Absolutely.
Armstrong. Yeah, we don't even bring up BJ Armstrong.
Absolutely.
Who brought him up? I was like,
Absolutely. And how many And how many players is Charles Barkley better that got rings?
A
ton. A ton. Hell
yeah. And going back real quick to that point about Scotty and AI, let me ask y'all this. If you put Scotty on that Philadelphia 76er team, do they go to the finals?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
You know what? I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
That team that AI took to the finals, Scotty wouldn't have took that team to the finals because of how they were structured, because of they was a defensive team.
Right.
Scotty didn't have the offensive power that AI had. So no, they would not have gone. In my opinion, I don't think they'd have went to the finals with Scotty instead of AI. No,
because they needed somebody to score, and I don't think Scotty. Yeah, I don't think Scotty could do that. I mean, like Scotty on his best, I think Scotty might give you 22, 23. I mean, they ain't poo-poo at. I mean, they ain't nothing. You know what I mean?
No, that's not nothing to sneeze at. Right. But there you go, and that goes back to you said name something he better than. That's another thing AI is better than Scotty at.
Well, we already scoring.
We give that. That's a caveat. That.
You give me that and that competition and his will to compete. Yeah. That's why I'm giving him the edge over Scotty.
That's damn. Yeah. I mean,
Scotty a great player. He's a great player.
Yeah. I still would take Scotty over.
I understand because I know how you like to build a team, Mike. I get it. You're approaching it from a sound basketball kind of approach. I get it. But when you get a talent like AI, sometimes you just got to throw everything out the window. You know, that's something different.
That's what Philly did. I mean, it's the same thing with Caitlin
that's what
Clark,
Philly did.
I mean?
The
same thing with Caitlin Clark. You build your team around her skill set.
Yeah.
And you live with the consequences. You know, let me see. If rings are part of greatness, Robert Horry will be the greatest champion ever. Iguodala will be mentioned, but we all know that Robert Horry and Iguodala were significant pieces of their team.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Like, the ring is not the end all to be all. It's just a part of the resume, like Tunk said.
I think we should only be using rings to rate franchises, to rank franchises. That's it.
Yeah.
Like they do, they almost do that in the NFL. They're trying to start to get away from it a little bit with this Tom Brady thing, but that's what they do in football. Steelers is historic. They got this many championships. The 49ers got this many championships. You know, that's you rank franchises based on championships.
I think because
that is how they do it in the NFL. You're right. Yeah, they absolutely do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Patriots and the Steelers both got 6.
Yeah,
So you're right. That is how they do it, and that's what people remember. Like they got 6. They got 6. You know what I'm saying?
and they was doing it with Boston and the Lakers. They would compare the two franchises with the championship. Who has more?
I think because they were so far out in front of everybody. That's why. Yeah. But
Well,
you know, that NBA is more individualized sport.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this. Why don't, okay, so if you got Terry Bradshaw who got 4 rings, then you got Joe Montana that got 4 rings. Like Terry Bradshaw do not get bored up when they say, like, you know, like in the same conversation with Joe Montana and Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I mean, you know, Bradshaw don't get mentioned.
Right.
No.
He doesn't.
So it's not always maybe it's not always about the ring culture then, because this dude's sitting on 4 championships.
Yeah.
Well, back when Terry Bradshaw and the Joe Montana conversation was going, that narrative wasn't alive in sports media then.
Right.
It started becoming alive in sports media when Tom Brady started moving in that direction and Peyton Manning, and then they would bring up Joe Montana. He's got 4, so he's the GOAT, and they chasing Montana. But back when Montana was doing it, and Starbuck and Bradshaw, that wasn't the conversation then.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's a great point, because it wasn't a talking point back then.
No.
It wasn't a talking point about an individual. It was always team success.
No.
And like you say, until Peyton Manning, this had the Joe and then retired. This had the Joe and Terry was long gone. You know what I'm saying? Then Tom Brady come and I think because the way they did it, Tom Brady and well, not so much Tom Brady, but you know, Peyton Manning came out. He was like just breaking records, man, and you know what I'm saying. So it was like the way he's doing it, and if he get to this, is he the greatest quarterback? And then Tom Brady was up there winning, but he wasn't winning, putting up crazy numbers. Like you say, Clayton, until 07 when Randy got there. And you like, damn, he really can do that. You know what I'm saying? And then when he showed with Randy, he really can do that. They're like, all right, you got to let him go. You know what I'm saying? You got to let him do his thing now. So it really still, because I think, and then I didn't know this till maybe like, I didn't realize this till maybe like 3-4 years ago. And I heard it on the show. I had to look it up. I didn't believe it. That it was a 10-year gap
between
their Super Bowls.
Yeah.
The Patriots.
Yeah. I said, man, no. I looked it up. It was 10 years.
10 years. Yes.
That's crazy. But I never knew it was that long of a. And that's why people say, the dude, damn, your man in Kansas City, what's his name, Clay?
Mahomes.
They say they don't see him going on a 10-year drought like that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't either.
Can't call it though.
You can't. But I don't think his career gonna be as long as Peyton's either. I mean,
it's Tom's. No, I don't believe. I don't believe his career gonna be that long either.
Right. But I was like a 10-year gap. No way. And it was. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. It's a 10-year gap.
Yeah. Let me see what Tom said. Angel Reese, let me see, has that whole setup to rebounds. If people want to just put her in front of Caitlin Clark, held to the knob. Yeah, like with Angel Reese, I don't know. I just think they like two different style of ball players. One in a low post. I don't think Angel Reese, her impact on her team is not like what Caitlin Clark impact is on her team.
Hey, I just seen a video that's new to me. The video might be a year or two old. Y'all probably commented on it one time, whatever. Sister and the sister that plays for Las Vegas, the one that's nice.
Asia Wilson.
Okay. Asia Wilson is doing like a Zoom with Josh Hart. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Okay. Mike, you might can give it a little bit more context than me. So go ahead, you run it down so Clayton understands.
Asia Wilson, she was on a podcast with Josh Hart, and it was another ball player too, another basketball player. She was on there too, professional. And they asked her if she could, if she could beat a male basketball player.
I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Well, she asked them, like, what do you think she would score? And they said something like about 3 points, and she was kind of offended because they said 3 points.
3 points.
And then everybody in the comments was saying that, Josh Hart was actually being polite.
He sure was.
He sure was. 3 points against a professional, and he a defensive specialist.
Right.
So, but yeah.
And she was like, she said something. She like, Jaws, what do you think the score is? Don't piss me off. You know what I mean? And Jaws was like 11-3, 11-2, something like that. So she said if we played one-on-one and I got the ball first, you wouldn't score.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? But Jaws, good, you know what I mean? Good-natured guy, man. He ain't take it too personal. I think I was more offended by that shit than he was.
Yeah.
I think I was more offended. And Josh Hart, solid player, solid professional. But like you say, Mike, that's what he's known for.
Yeah.
Defense. He didn't come out Villanova, man, 20 point score, whatever like that. He's jack of all trades. He'll rebound for you. He'll play D. And I'm like,
and what kind of size do Josh Hart got? What is his
5 at least?
That's what I'm about to say. That's what I'm about to say. It's like 6.
And check this out. Even if she get the ball first, if she missed, it's no way she can stay in front of him.
That's what I was saying, Clay.
No way.
Talking about take the strength part out of it.
Yeah, she can't stay in front of him.
Can't move her feet to stay in front of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, man. And I'm like, do they really believe this? Do they really believe?
But look, did y'all see the interview with Shannon Sharp interviewed Flau'jae Johnson? And he asked her about that. And he said, look, answer this question. What do you think about a WNBA, a female starter and a NBA starter? She said, ain't no contest.
Ain't no way.
She said, do you see, how hard it is to make the NBA? She said, these guys touching the top of the backboard and I can't even touch the rim. She said, it's no contest.
Yes.
And so I appreciate her honesty with that.
Absolutely. That's why I love
her talent.
So what do you think? You got some
delusion.
Yeah, and some show humility. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Serena said that years ago? They asked her if she played the #1 male on the Senate on the she said, I get smoked.
Yeah.
Like 6 love, I get smoked. She say it's a whole different game between the men's and the women's game. She's serving 120 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? She like, I get smoked.
Yeah. But it's deep. Tongue. Right. Some women hate men so much that they want to be men and they just want to get, you know what I mean? They just want to do away with men. Yeah. And they don't want to accept the fact that they need men. So they'll say we can do everything they could do. Whereas though men, we're not going to sit up there and say we can do everything y'all do. Right. And we're not going to sit up there and say we don't need women.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but they are so delusional and so envious of men that they going to sit up there and say, we could do everything y'all can do.
Right.
When it's just delusion. Like Clarissa Shields. She said she could beat a male professional boxer. And some dude knocked her down. They sparred her. He knocked her down.
But Mike, that was like, I think he was a professional, but he had retired by this time. He was retired. Right. But he wasn't somebody that was at the top of his, even when he fought professionally, he wasn't somebody that was at the top of the, what I'm saying, totem pole and stuff. Right. And just the punching power is different.
Yeah.
Just the punching power. But did y'all hear about, it was a guy, I don't know if he was a shock jock or something, but he was saying he would put up $1 million for a high school boys team to play the WNBA champion. And it was like a winner take all. It was like a winner take all. He was man. And she was like, that's I don't know who he was talking to, but it was somebody in the WNBA. And they was like, no, that's ridiculous. He said, well, it should be easy money then. He said, I'll put the money up in escrow account and y'all play him. And if you win, that's an easy $1 million that y'all can split amongst y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being dignified that with a response and something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. I think they think it takes away from their greatness. Like with Venus Williams and Serena Williams, like that, they great. You know what I mean? They, that don't take away from her greatness because she said she can't beat Pete Sampras.
Right.
Not at all. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Clay, what you watching, Jack?
How you know I'm watching something?
you just tried it. Looking at you, you just tried it.
I was lining up. I was looking through to see what I wanted to watch.
Yeah. It's all good.
I'm thinking about watching Blue Street.
Oh, okay. Hey, I might watch that too. It's great. Come on.
And it's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might go check that out too. Man.
He was funny. Pizza delivery for rapid homicide. I love that part. We got the buck team.
You know, one of the movies, man, I cannot watch enough, man. Boomerang.
Me either. Me either.
Man,
bro.
Something that's funny, man. I watch it. I laugh like it's my first time seeing it, man. I mean, that's crazy, man.
I love Boomerang. I love it. I like when all three of them on the bro machine, and Martin said he got a handicap sign on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that whole scene was funny. All that was funny.
What do you say? You're a wild boy. At least my girl leave me for no damn guardian angel.
Guardian angel. Oh Lord, that shit was so funny, man.
He did that karate shit on me. I'd have fucked him up, man.
Yeah, he's down to fuck him up. Oh shit. Yeah, Boomerang classic, man. That, look, I can't get enough of that or Coming to America.
Right, man. Oh my goodness, man.
That Boomerang, boy, that was
those old classics movies, man. I watch them. Every time I watch them, it's like I never seen them before. I'm laughing like it's my first time.
Man, it's like don't let me catch. It was on Netflix. I don't think it's on there for Uptown Saturday Night.
Man,
yeah, Uptown Saturday Night, man. I was like, man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. My thing get ready to drop. My phone get ready to drop now. But yeah, man, I love Boomerang. It's all good. But yeah, this was a good one, man. Y'all,
and let's do it again, though.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I ain't appreciate y'all ganging up on me today, but you know, I'm just here for it.
You stood tall.
I'm ready to say.
I'm
ready to say, he stood his ground, no doubt.
Right.
Nah, but
and I'm an Allen Iverson fan.
I know you are. I know both of y'all are. I know that without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
It ain't too many brothers that ain't AI fans, for real.
You right. Ain't too many of us that don't dig them. Yeah.
Nah, man. Yeah. And even Tom chimed in. So I'm watching you, Tom.
Tom, boy. You know you're gonna get his Tom Brady reference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, we're gonna get his Tom Brady reference there.
That's what I enjoyed this one, fam. But I gotta charge my phone up. I had a good one, huh?
I said I wrapped you. Hey, Mike, keep me on after you go off, man. Keep me on.
All right, I got you. Yeah, I want everybody. Tom, I appreciate you, Tom, and your participation.
Absolutely.
Tom came up with some good comments and everything. Yeah, but everybody, make sure to like and subscribe, and check us out next Saturday at 1:00. And we are out, Jack.
Pete.